very low gear.
To me, what it is representing is the fact that the world, as it moves faster, we begin to realize that it's far more chaotic than we thought.
And quite simply, when I say delivery method, I mean, is it classroom? Is it virtual instructor-led? Is it e-learning?
This is a learning trends survey report. Every year, Tier 1 surveys the industry.
Sometimes we do a deep dive into a particular interesting piece like memory or something about, say, psychological safety. And
what the accomplishment is guides us to look for the appropriate behavior. And then finally, we arrange all kinds of things, or there are all kinds of things in the environment to support the behavior, to produce the accomplishments.
But listening here is hearing the intent. Our clients are not always skilled at articulating their meaning, but we really need to hear what the intent, the message behind.
Work was somewhat redefined in real time. And so there's some interesting stuff in there about that as well.
So human systems integration is the transcultural and transdisciplinary technical management process to ensure that human elements of a system are addressed.
And another quotation is with HRBPs. They work closely with the BPs and they're keenly aware of the business needs. So this is a theme that I found throughout all the interviews.
So if it starts with number of, it's probably a quantity measure, and those are called efficiency measures. Sometimes to determine whether a value is efficient.
Despite what vendors will tell us, I understand that Donald Clark did one of these quite recently, and so I'll go some way to being more contentious than Donald Clark.
We were going from behavior, which are mean, to accomplishments, and this is a big change in our influence, and Tom Gilbert basically helped us in that thinking.
Senior leadership desire to see impact and ROI of major investments. It is not going anywhere. We have been singing this song for so long, and it's just not changing.
Now, I'm writing all of this because I'm trying to affect the people that do analysis. And if you're going to be in a project, this is my adapted version of ADDIE, and this is what I've been using since the early 80s.
I think for when people are going back, you really have to understand that employee experience, right? So you have to understand and design that employee experience.
And we basically set up a department, and it wasn't a training department, it was a performance improvement department with the bank, and that was another.
So if you have a company or work for a company that may want to have a chance to market themselves at the conference, please pass that along.
Now, one of the pivotal things that's really helpful is if your customer is included, this becomes very eye-opening. So if you involve your customer in the...
We lose about 80% of what we hear within 48 hours of hearing it.
We must go to history. And it was born by the Lions, it was created by the Lion.
When you think something like this is true, you end up making adjustments to your learning strategy, start creating solutions which are more tuned to this. So you may have maybe micro-learning.
Bring your family, stay on past the conference, and see all there is for Williamsburg to offer. Before I close, there's also...
Plus, the other parts of the systems that have to change have their own curves. Plus, we're living in a world of volatility where there's a lot of changes occurring all around us.
So take a moment and think about the last change your org went through. And if you're so inclined, you can tell us if you're called in immediately when discussing.
So that's where I'm starting from. So having said that, let's look at a little bit of history.
First of all, artificial intelligence. It is a technique which enables machines to mimic human behavior. And machine learning is
It has not yet been successfully implemented. And I think there's cultural mind blocks that is, as I mentioned,
be done. And some of them, of course, are described in this session, is that when you do a situation analysis, a stakeholder...
academic and a theoretical way of looking at performance management. So, we need to consider, has the role changed of HR?
But that changes the way we think about
human resources or human capability. In the personnel world, we started in the left in gray with
and from opportunities, business cases to create a project are usually created. So, for example, I work with a lot of oil companies, and
let's say you're trying to meet, those early adopters are going to take on the programmatic elements for going after it. And
have a great weekend. Thank you. Signing off.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us for this episode of ISPI Live. My name is Jennifer. Normally, I am the one in the background making sure things are working properly, and George is the one making the introductions. But today, we're switching things up. Today, I will be doing the introductions, and George will be the one doing the presenting. George is the current president of ISPI. He's also the co-founder of Improvement Consulting, co-developer of GPS IE management systems. He has also translated 4 million words from English to Chinese in learning and development and performance improvement, including masterpieces from ATD and ISPI. George is the producer and interviewer for the groundbreaking Training Master Series. And in August 2022, he launched ISPI Live. He has been focusing on improving organizational performance from a new dimension. George, take it away.
Thank you, Jan. My name is George Gu. I'm so glad to present today. Today's topic is the future of performance improvement. It's a very special today for me because I'm my own guest of the program that I produce. It's never happened before. So this is special, but I do have something to share with you. Now I'm the president of ISPI. I feel overwhelmingly the responsibility the responsibility on my shoulders. So the topic is the future of performance improvement. In order to talk the future first, let's look at what we have in the past. On the screen, you see some of the very familiar faces. These are the representatives of what ISPI, the International Society for Performance Improvement, had in the past. They are the luminaries, they are the industry icons, and some of them are very active today. And their contribution are tremendous to the foundation of our profession. And they wrote so many books, and they built the models, and they came up with tools and processes and standards and definitions. So we thank them because they build the foundations of our profession. And some of them are really the industry icons. And these pictures, they're just some of them. We have limited space to present all of them. And in certain times we can. So I have a chance to do that. Also, Training Master Series during the pandemic, with the outbreak of the pandemic, between May of 2020 to May of 2021, I interviewed 50 industry icons, luminaries, and also industry experts. It's called the Training Master Series. It lasted for 1 year. So I interviewed one industry icon every week. So it lasted 50 weeks. So it's 50 small projects and small systems. And because each one of them have to study their lifetime achievement, the biggest achievement so far, and came up with interview guides and connect with them, communicate with them through email. And then when we start the interview, I always ask them, very serious questions. Always opened up my interview with asking them where they grew up, what major they studied at college, and basically their past sketch line of their past experiences. And then we came right into their biggest achievements known to the others, to the professionals in our industry. And at very end of each interview, I always ask them 3 questions. Number 1 is, if you had a chance to do it all over again, what would you have done differently, and each one of them have different answers, and some of them are quite emotional, I would say. The second question is what advice they would give to younger professionals, and also is pandemic related. How do we react to the current pandemic at that time? So their answers are very different, but their advices is very sincere as well. So after that 1 year, I learned a lot, and also thousands of learners, especially in China. I know that we translated them into Chinese. Every one of them, we dubbed them into Chinese. We translated into Chinese. We provided subtitles, and my team was 10 people 10 people strong. Production team worked very hard, worked diligently to produce within that 1 year. So their abundance of knowledge, their wisdom, and their professional experience just amazed us. So we learned a lot, and thank you so much. And a lot of them are still working, not retired, and a lot of them actually wrote our textbooks. So we learned them at our college lives, either undergraduate or postgraduate or doctoral programs. So we thank them again, all of them. So also, myself, I studied some of the management gurus during the past 100 years, because in my mind's eye, performance improvement, we have to really study management, because everything is related to management, and a lot of them, I also even prepared myself and trying to start another interview program called Management Master Series, MMS. So Management Master Series, to interview at least 30 of the existing masters in the field of management. And see some of them in green, they're still living, they're still with us, and the two in red, Edgar Sheen, he passed away at the beginning of this year in January 2023, and Kazuo Inomari, he passed away last year, I believe, is October 2022. So very sadly, it was a lifetime regret. I didn't start this program, but what they have created for us left their heritage is just so huge, and so many people studied after them and followed them, that became their fans. So all these 100 years of management, I won't go through each one of them, because many of you know them, and one of my students is also one of my colleagues is a student of Victor Room. So what I want to say is we had very glorious past. We have abundance of knowledge, and also the performance improvement field. We learned a lot from the past. However, we have to face the future, and with the advancement of society, with the social media, with the technology advancement, we do face a lot of challenges. And like them, like all the masters in the past, they faced their own challenges at their times. It's just different. And this time we're facing just different challenges, but the pattern is the same. So we have to look beyond the future. So with all that advancement, we have industry anxiety, professional anxiety, career anxiety. I just summed them up in 3 aspects: industry anxiety, performance improvement. Where are we going? So what's next? How do we do? I mean, with invasion of artificial intelligence, so professional anxiety. So what's next? And so is how our profession to be recognized more in academia and in enterprises, in all kinds of organizations. In career anxiety, how will I be able to create the same level of value, or even more, a higher level of value than my previous organization? So those questions are all lingering in our minds, and so we have to think about them. So really, we came up to the point that we have to think about the future. Where are we going? Where are we going? At this time, 23 years into the millennium. So that's where we are. And then we have the Web 2.0, we have all the social media, we have AI, and even AI advancements is almost daily. And you go to a nice sleep, and then the next morning you get up, and then you hear something new about AI. So that's how fast they are. It's really revolutionary to our lives. And then the wolves really come this time. So we have to really seriously thinking, what about performance improvement? Where are we going as an industry, as a field of study? So with that, I've been thinking seriously about it, and then I came up with performance improvement solution trends. So on the horizontal bar is technology enablement, and to the left is low. The level is low. To the right, the level is high. And the vertical bar is, the vertical axis is innovation. So going up is more innovative, going down is less innovative. So let's look at the third quadrant, at the lower left corner. So we are less innovative, and then low technology enablement. So that represents a lot of methodologies that came that appeared in the past half century. So some of the methodologies and solutions they came up with, but they solved the problem for organizations at that time. And but the society has changed. So but some of the needs are still there. So they serve customized needs, and their purpose is to stabilize their value. So they're called the conventional type of solutions. And the next one, let's look at the second quadrant, which is upper left corner. So they serve general needs, and their purpose is to do R&D. That is because they are more innovative. Their solutions are more innovative. Look at here. So their solutions are more innovative. However, their technology enablement level is very low, because they spend a lot of time and energy to conduct research on the innovation side of their solution. So they want to make their solution more cost effective, more beneficial, more effective, so and newer, and make their clients, internal or external, happier, and faster and cheaper, and better. So they spend a lot of time in doing that. However, they don't have a lot of money to invest in the technology part. However, their solutions are very new, so they can serve a lot of needs that arise with the advancement of the society. So they're called the piloting solutions. The piloting solution, meaning they're really testing their solutions, the innovation part, the creative part of their solution. They test it, even though the technology part is not there yet. It's not up to them to invest yet, because they're still testing the effectiveness of their methodology or their solution. So they're called the piloting. So let's come to the fourth quadrant, which is the lower right corner. They have high technology enablement, but less innovative. They also are the models or the solutions from the past 50 years. And however, because they solve some kinds of needs, and then they have money to invest into technology. So they're more, the purpose of them, they also serve customized needs. However, they want to make it more effective with technology. So the technology can really reduce some of the cost in the delivery side, in the delivery phase of their solution. So that makes the clients more happier. So that's what we call them, the transforming solutions. Transforming meaning transforming their own hands-on technology manually. They do it, manually. They do the manual delivery by person, even, and then they trying to borrow the advancement of technology to reduce their cost and improve efficiency, because their delivery side is to some parties, they probably like using low tech. For instance, low tech is Excel or the some of the office software, but they can have other databases, they can have other automated software to provide solutions. So transforming their old model into more effective ways of delivery. However, they're still serving customized needs because they've been there for some time, and the society is advancing. So organizations are having newer needs. So that left us to the first quadrant, which is they serve generally they serve in this quadrant, the solutions are more innovative, they're highly technologically enabled, so they serve all kinds of needs, and their purpose is to create more value. Create more value meaning they're not only internally, they create more value for their function or their department, or as an independent business, and you can bring more cash flow. So that's the what we call them, because they have their solutions are very innovative, and their technology side, their borrowing is very high, so they can expedite the side of the delivery because their methodology is new, and the technology is quicker, so they can make their customers very happy, so they can do more projects, they can initiate more internal or external projects, and guess what, their results are almost guaranteed because they've been tested. So these are the four directions that these are the four types, four categories, I would say, that I see the solutions wherever you are. And I want to say is these four quadrants, they do not have any hierarchical they do not have any hierarchical relations, or they don't belong to each other or any association or any belongings. However, they just represent different phases of any solutions in their own development. So there's no good or bad. In other words, there's no good or bad. There's no right or wrong. They're just different. However, as we see that there are differences. That the difference is that the more we think of them, the more it's seriously becoming more like. Everybody wants to become more dominating because that's probably where the final solutions are, because that's all that's everybody's direction is. We provide newer solutions, more effective solutions, more efficient solutions to clients, and at the same time, on the delivery side is more it's quicker and result guaranteed. So I think that's what everybody's aspiring to. So we call it dominating kind of solutions. So those are the four quadrants, four categories, but with a trend that where everybody's more moving into the dominating. The piloting, if they ramp up their technology side, and then they can become more dominating. And then the transforming side, if they spend more time to conduct research, to kind of renovate their methodology, to upgrade their methodology, and then they also become dominating. And the conventional, they have more challenges. However, there is also hope if they invest more. So they can move to piloting or transforming, or with extra investment, they can become dominating. So those are the trends that I see. And I want to say that wherever you belong to, it doesn't matter. It just gives you a kind of a thinking pattern, a thinking map of where you belong, or where your organization belong, or your business belong, and what the future ought to be. So there's kind of give you a reference, a cross reference. So this is what I have, or what we have about the performance improvement solution trends. So where is ISPI in this? So as we have learned that our society, the International Society for Performance Improvement, We evolved after World War II because training is not sufficient to solve organizational effectiveness. So we established ourselves in 1962 as NSPI, and then in 1973 we changed to National Society for Performance and Instruction, and then in 1995 we changed to current name. So along the way, you can see the track that the track that ISPI is going is that we're moving towards more inclusive and more effective solutions for our clients. So in the future, we will continue to do so. So with one of the during the Williamsburg conference, I announced the establishment of Performance Improvement Center as one of the vehicles to help organizations, large or small, to move into that direction, into more kind of a dominating field. So let's work together on that, and we will have a bunch of benefits and by establishing Performance Improvement Center, organizations can be more focused on improving each department's performance and as a whole, and an entire organization's performance. And also with its establishment, Performance Improvement Center, HR or learning people can get more attention from the organization, because this designation is something very serious. This designation won't be valued without the top management approval. So it is a very, very important establishment for any organization that participates in this program, and ISPI is there to help. So we're always there to help. And just want to give you one example, and then I'll wrap up my presentation. That is that ISPI right now, we have already started on the AI side. So on the technology enablement, so we do have the AI-powered advisor. You can try it on ispi.org. So you can find and try it and let us know how it works, and do you like it or not, how we improve to help you. So with that, I'll wrap up my today's presentation. I really hope that it provides some thinking, some guidance, or some reference to what you have been thinking. Hopefully that we can together we can create a common future. And here I borrowed Dr. Brown's the docs almost the last line in Back to the Future Part 3. Your future hasn't been written yet, so let's write it together of performance improvement. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's all for today, and I hope you liked the presentation. And this is the 36th episode of ISPI. I really hope that you like it, and that this session brings you some thinking framework of the future of performance improvement. Thank you for watching and participating. Next time on July 8th, I believe it's on July 8th, we will have Dr. Max Cropper to talk about lean performance improvement. So see you next time. Thank you very much. And this is George Koo hosting for live from Shanghai, China. Is 12:30 here. Thank you.